Without art, there would be no society, or maybe it would be a severely more oppressed society. Nonetheless, art is important. It's salvation, and these two pieces of art, Little 14-Year-Old Dancer by Edgar Degas and Leda and the Swan by Cy Twombly. I just want to know, I couldn't actually see this one in person, but I hope you don't mind because I really, really love it. Thank you. Have brought tears and hours of fascination. Edgar Degas is known for painting dancing girls, specifically ballerinas. You could put bad intentions on Degas as he was 39 and most of these women were much younger and in easily abusive situations. Some background. As the collector exclaims, for many working class girls, the ballet was a chance to break out from the life of poverty and misery. This chance, however, was less about dancing and more about finding a wealthy sponsor. The Foyer de la Danse, the backroom of the Paris Opera Ballet, functioned not only as a socializing space and a place for rehearsals, but as an elite brothel for art patrons. Degas' sculpture brought a big backlash, such as calling the sculpture a rat, a monkey, a flower of precocious depravity, an illustration of the degeneracy of the modern world. The young ballerinas during that time were called petite rats and treated inhumanely. Coming from poor backgrounds, unable to stand up for themselves, they were subject not only to hours of exhausting rehearsals, but to all kinds of exploitation as well. When I first saw Degas' work at the Norton Simon Museum, I was just mesmerized by the soft colors, by how grand she looked. She's what I wanted to be: strong, poised, delicate. Ballerinas don't get the respect they deserve. To look beautiful and be in pain at the same time is what some can call hell. The Met said Degas' model was the young Marie van Gotham. Born June 7, 1865, a student at the École de Danse, and by 1880 a professional dancer at the Paris Opera. Degas' sketches of Marie indicate his intense concentration on her form. Degas captured her ballerina poise. She is much stiffer than most 14-year-old girls. I could tell why the press felt some sort of way about her arms. They're stretched all the way back as she's been bound, but she also has to stay posed for 4 hours, so that could explain the stiffness. Her facial expression is of acceptance, relief, or just plain exhaustion. Both of her eyes are slightly closed, which insinuates she was tired of her duties in the ballet or of posing. Knowing what went on in the ballet house, posing for a painting might be the better choice. She does not give you her eyes completely. You have to really go look for them. The lines I see are the one going through her back, the strict rules and obligations to get to a life that was shown to be physically impossible for the petite rats. Her leg is another line given to the viewer, but not fully, not willfully. There is hesitancy with her foot not being pointed to us. Her not looking might be the act that she has to do something to survive, but she will not accept her fate. From the front, her stance looks like a mischievous child trying to hide something, showing her hands bound with each other to represent she's the only person she has, the thing she's stolen, or her actually being bound to this life of difficulty. Kirpilov wrote in The Collector, thus Degas decided to depict not a mischievous teenage ballerina, but a born criminal. This is Degas' work. It's his masterpiece. But what would Marie van Gotham say now that her 14-year-old body was preserved and sold everywhere? How maybe she only posed for those 5 to 6 francs to last one more day in the ballet and not scavenge. Degas was putting the ballet on blast, showing the cruelty and the criminality all behind their beautiful dances. They held secrets that he wanted out. I first learned about Cy Twombly, Leda and the Swan during an art class. We were learning about abstract art. Before that, I had decided all abstract art has no meaning. It's soulless. It's a lazy person's way of expressing themselves. Oh, I was sorely mistaken when I was shown this artwork. I could see the story. I could see the swan, the beautiful tussle of love, some background from MoMA highlights. Here, he referred to the Roman myth in which Jupiter, lord of the gods, took the shape of a swan in order to ravish the beautiful Leda. This violation ultimately led to the Trojan War, fought over Leda's daughter, Helen. Twombly's piece is culturally significant because this story has been told before in a much more literal way with an actual woman and swan. Twombly was being rough and using the culture of Rome. As Momo said, they also evoke the scratches and scribbles on the ancient walls of Rome, his home beginning in 1957. The energy is palpable, and the repercussions shown on the edges as they escape the page. The gray color used as background can be misleading, but it's a premonition of the storm, the Trojan War, or it could be an explosion from what is occurring in the painting. Twombly's lines are aggressive in places and soft and almost dripping in others. The gray and dark lines are Zeus. He is aggressive and overbearing. His heart is grand, where there being multiple of them surrounding Leda. I adore this painting because you can't see the literal swan, but I know it's there. It's the perfect use of the color orange and white. I feel I can see where Zeus's beak has gone. The gold specks of dribble are what we can represent to be Zeus in his golden power. Leda can be seen with the use of a fuchsia periwinkle pink. The window was Zeus's way in, and the sober reality of what is actually happening: a swan having sex with a woman.